Hello everyone, it's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video. And in this video, I'm going to be playing some AI Dungeon 2. This is Jet Starlight and Zana, Fairy Monster Hunters, episode number 38. If you have not watched episodes number 1 through 37, I highly recommend that you do so by clicking on the complete series playlist in the description box below and in the end card of this video. If you would like to read the entire series in its entirety, make sure that you click on the AI Dungeon link in the description box below. And if you would like to talk about the series together or with your boy, feel free to post in the comment section below or on our Discord. I have a link to the Discord in the description below. Oh, and if you want to talk spoilers, make sure you DM me. What I'm going to do now is start the timer now so I don't forget like I did last time. And let's hop into today's episode by reading the last action from the previous episode. I'm also going to turn the volume down so that the timer goes off, it doesn't like blow you guys away. You say, I imagine that means that there is something in the evil realm that is a threat to our world, and that the hero banished the residents of the evil realm away so that they couldn't use whatever is in the evil realm against us. I think the hero didn't think that the residents of the evil realm would then try to transform Earth into their new home through war. I think we need to go to the evil realm to destroy whatever threat exists to humanity. That way, we can safely return the evil realm's residents back to the evil realm and end the war without giving them access to their humanity-killing weapon. Yeah, let's go. Yes, if we can destroy whatever threat exists to humanity in the evil realm, we can end the war without giving the residents of the evil realm access to their weapon of destruction. Cool. So now it seems like Cyrus, Lara, and I are going to travel into the evil realm to destroy whatever the threat to humanity is. So that's going to be the goal of this 30-minute speed run and essentially the goal of episode number 38. So I'm going to use my portal magic to open a gateway to the evil realm. So yeah, let's travel there. We don't really know a lot about the evil realm other than all the residents of the evil realm have more or less been like vacated by this like great hero, except for this one thing that is some like massive threat to humanity. He's talking about Zana chanting. Zana actually left to go train Lena during the previous episode. The bros are ready, let's go! Alright Zana, we're heading into the realm of madness. Zana has a portal open and you both enter it. You find yourself in a dark room with a purple floor. So I'm going to edit that. I'm going to say, alright Lara and Cyrus, because Zana's not here. We're heading into the evil realm. Not to be confused with the realm of madness, which is just like another place. Let's see. Now I'm going to write in that you, Cyrus, and Lara enter the portals to the evil realm. And it says you find yourself in a dark room with a purple floor. Okay. I'm going to attempt to use... Well, actually, no. I'm going to ask Cyrus if he has any special abilities that enhance his senses. Since I'm with my children, I might as well use my children in order to do everything. What if I don't do anything? That actually would be really interesting. I just talk to my children the whole time and get them to do it. I can't fly or anything, Cyrus says. What? I asked him if he had special abilities that enhance his senses. Flight has nothing to do with that. You ask Cyrus if he has any other abilities. He said, I have a strong sense of smell, and I'm very good at fighting. Okay. I'm curious how strong his sense of smell is. Ask Cyrus if his enhanced sense of smell can detect different forms of magic and what types of creatures beings are. Because, I don't know, there's like a strong sense of smell where it's like, I can smell a block of cheese like a mile away. And then there's like bullshit anime strong sense of smell where it's like I can essentially do anything because I can smell really well. Yes, I have a very keen sense of smell. I can detect different forms of magic. Also, I can tell the types of creatures beings are by tasting a drop of their blood, Cyrus says. That's interesting. I wonder if he gets that from his, like, succubus vampire mother, like the whole, like, tasting blood to know what types of creature something is. So he can smell different forms of magic, which is really interesting. Okay. Ask Cyrus if he can use his enhanced sense of smell to find whatever the threat against humanity that exists in the evil realm. Because that seems like it should be a accomplishable feat, maybe. You know, if you can smell different forms of magic, I imagine the threat might smell like very strong. Cyrus takes a deep breath and sniffs the air. It smells like death around here, Cyrus says. Okay. That's understandable. That's what I'd imagine. Um, I'm gonna say, Cyrus, are you able to smell anything particularly powerful here? We need to find the threat of, I guess, the threat to humanity that exists in this realm. I need to focus more on my reading. I notice that I'm mentally jumping around while I'm reading. Cyrus shakes his head. No, I can't smell anything of note, Cyrus says. A portal opens up. We have to go now, Zana says over the intercom. What? I'm gonna get rid of the part where, like, the portal opened up or whatever. So Cyrus says he doesn't smell anything particularly powerful, which is interesting. You ask Laura if she can sense anything particularly powerful here in the evil realm. Yeah, so Cyrus is like, I don't smell anything that's really strong. If Laura can't sense anything, then I'll try to sense something. She shakes her head. No, I can't sense anything of note. The three of you travel to the surface of the evil realm, where you see a large city in the distance. Large fortifications and walls surround the city. Do we get closer to the city? We need to find whatever the threat to humanity is. Whatever it is, neither of you have been able to sense it. We don't know if it is a living creature or some form of machine. How should we go about trying to locate the threat? Yeah, I'm curious to hear what they'll say. I'll try and sense for any major magical auras, Zana says. Zana's not here. I'll fly over the city and look for large monsters, Cyrus says. Cyrus canonically cannot fly, and Zana's not here. Also, we already tried to sense. Cyrus and Galenos are unsure of how to proceed. I'll change Galenos to Laura. We need to go into the city and use stealth to avoid detection. We can't use any of our magic abilities or the Imperials will immediately know we aren't supposed to be here, Galenios says. So that doesn't make any sense either. I'm going to get rid of this line because the evil realm is, like, devoid. Because all the residents of the evil realm got banished. I'm going to change where I said Galenios to Laura. I'm going to say, I am going to let you two figure this out. I will be here to give you advice and to watch your battles. There are no residents currently in the evil realm. So there's no one to really get in our way. We just need to find the threat to humanity that exists here and destroy it. The threat may be able to cloak itself, which is why neither of you can detect it. That, or the threat, might not be magical in the first place. It could be some form of machine. You two need to come up with a plan to find the threat. Yeah, so I think this is kind of cool because you get to see like a next generation adventure where it's just going to be Cyrus and Laura trying to figure things out. Cyrus and Zana stand together in a huddle to come up with a plan. We could split up and search the city. Oops. I accidentally hit remember instead of alter. Okay. So I'm going to change it from Cyrus and Zana to Cyrus and Laura. The game really wants Zana to be here right now. We could split up and search the city, says Laura. And let's let it ride from here. So Laura's going to propose splitting up to search the city. What is Cyrus going to say? We could search the city and set traps in case the threat tries to strike at one of us, Cyrus counters. We could do both, search the city and set traps. While one person searches the city, the other can set traps and vice versa, replies Laura. Okay, that's actually pretty interesting. I guess I might interject right there and say, what kinds of traps are you two planning on setting? Do you happen to have any traps with you? I do like their plan. I mean, it makes sense. We see a city in the distance, so why not split up to search the city? We don't have any traps on us, says Cyrus, though we could use the broken glass, the benches, and the other debris to set up spike traps or tripwires that could hurt any intruders. Let's see. That would hurt the threat if it happened to pass over them. Says Cyrus. Says Cyrus or says Laura. It's something like that. Because either one of them could have said the second sentence and it would have still made sense. I am not sure if the threat to humanity would actually be hurt by something like that. You would likely need to create magic traps if you wanted, I guess, to actually do damage to the threat. Yeah, like if it's something that's strong enough to hurt humanity, I don't think you could just use like broken glass and debris and stuff like that. It's better than doing nothing at all. We won't know until we try, says Cyrus. You bring up your hands. All right, sounds good. You two should get started then. Cyrus and Zana split up to do their task. I'm going to correct the Zana to Laura. You fly into the air and watch as Laura and Cyrus search the city for the threat. while planting traps. You are curious what the threat to humanity is. You want to see how your children handle battling it. Boom 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 boom. You gotta load AI dungeon. You fly throughout the city to see where Cyrus and your daughter are. You fly to a nearby residential area and hover above it. You look down and wonder what the threat is. Suddenly a large spike ball falls from the sky and hits the houses. Okay, interesting. You imagine that the large spiked ball either is the threat or was shot by the threat. You look around to see if Cyrus and Laura have noticed the appearance of the large spiked ball. Yeah, I mean, it just destroyed a few houses. So whatever it definitely is a house level threat, I guess. I don't know how that's like a threat to humanity. You see Cyrus exit a building with a toothy grin. Found one, he yells. You want to make sure that the threat hasn't done something else while you weren't paying attention. You look around but don't see anything. No, I'm not seeing anything. Let's see. I guess I would fly to Cyrus and ask him what he found. He came out of the building with... What did you find? Cyrus holds up a fist-sized, blood-red gemstone with an evil-looking eye carved into it. I found this. It looks important. Ask Cyrus to smell it to see if his enhanced smell can detect what it is. A blood-red gemstone with an evil-looking eye carved into it. I actually am curious what it is. Can you smell it? Cyrus sniffs it with his big hairy nose. He's supposed to look like me, and he has a big hairy nose. That's not cool. He wrinkles it and takes a deep breath in, smelling the stone. He holds it out for you to take a whiff. You hold your breath and smell the stone. Okay? I'm gonna say I don't have enhanced smell, so sniffing the stone doesn't do anything for me. Did your enhanced smell reveal to you what magical abilities the stone has? Is the stone the threat to humanity? Actually, hold on. If the stone is the threat, why couldn't they sense it before? I guess would be an interesting question. I guess we're about to find out. Cyrus shakes his head and says, no, but it looks magical, like something you would find in a wizard's room. Maybe the wizards are the threat to humanity. You're about to reply when a large shadow falls over you both. Okay. I'm going to yell to Cyrus to get out of the way and attempt to use the stone as a spellcasting focus to try and create a barrier spell to protect yourself from whatever is overhead. Yeah, if this is some kind of weird wizard stone or whatever, then maybe if I use it as a spellcasting focus, it'll help me. You both look up. A large flying monster, like a flying lizard with bat wings and a long neck, trails its long tail, which has a spiked ball on the end. It slams its tail onto the street between the pair of you, shattering the cobblestone and sending debris in all directions. Okay, interesting. So, I'm gonna say, Cyrus, go get your sister. You two will fight the threat to humanity. So that spike ball that I saw earlier that destroyed the houses, was it just the thing that's connected to this lizard's tail, or can it actually like shoot the spike balls as well? Cyrus gulps. Me? I can't fight that thing. Go get your sister. She'll help you. Cyrus shudders and heads off into the smoldering destruction of the city. You fly up to the great monster and say, what are you called? Yeah, I'd like to know the name of this thing. The creature looks at you briefly and then turns its attention back to the city. It bats at a tower-like structure with its claws, sending it tumbling to the ground. You fly in front of its face again. What are you called? Yeah, like, don't just ignore me. I'm glad that the game let me just, like, continue what I was doing before. It ignores you. You fly in front of its face a third time. What are you called? It nuzzles the spiked ball on its tail against your midsection, shattering your bones. You fly backwards and slam into a building before falling to the ground. Okay? This beast isn't very talkative. You use your hydrokinetic healing salve in an attempt to heal your wounds. Okay. I'm curious how this is gonna go for Lara and Cyrus, because this beast is pretty strong to be able to break my bones. The salve heals your wounds in a matter of seconds. You fly back up to the beast as it knocks over a large tower-like structure. You look around for Cyrus and Lara. You call out, Cyrus, Lara, you two take down this beast. You can do it by working together. Excuse me? I believe that one day they'll be the ones who handle situations like this, so they might as well get practice doing that now. You turn and see the creature looking at you with some curiosity. You fly in front of its face again. It ignores you. You fly in front of its face a third time. What are you called? It drops its large spiked ball and stares at you. I don't know. I don't think I would repeat that. Like, I don't think I'm going to fly in front of its face. The creature can look at me. That's fine. You look around for Cyrus and Lara. You wonder why they haven't attacked the monster yet. Yeah, this is weird. This is the moment where they're supposed to kick ass. Cyrus seemed like he got scared, like he got cold feet. You fly around the city looking for Cyrus and your sister. I'm going to change that to your daughter. The city is in ruins. You see a few beastmen laughing as they run through the streets. There shouldn't be any other creatures here. They move quickly away from a large winged creature that flies over their heads. So get rid of everything but the city is in ruins and change Cyrus and your sister to Cyrus and Lara. I tried to use the red stone earlier as like a spellcasting focus, and the game was like, didn't matter, nothing happened, kind of thing. And that was kind of a drag. All the buildings around you are in ruins. You look down and see Cyrus laying face down on an outcropping of rocks far below. You fly down to him. He has a deep cut in his forehead and is bleeding profusely. Okay. Use hydrokinetic healing salve on Cyrus. You think Cyrus might have tripped on the rocks. You know Cyrus wasn't attacked by the monster because you were just with the monster and it wasn't doing anything except destroying buildings. Yeah, like, I don't know why Cyrus would be, like, face down in some debris. Don't be a punk, Cyrus. Come on. You gotta actually fight the thing. You take out the salve and open it. You apply the salve to Cyrus's wound. Cyrus is healed. You look up and see the beast has moved on, destroying another building far away from you. Cyrus, go fight the monster. I believe in you. Yeah. You look around for Lara. It's a weird situation to be in, because Cyrus is like, yo, I want to go with you, and I want to fight monsters with you. And now Cyrus is like, what? What are we going to do? You call out, Lara, come on, Cyrus is fine now. Cyrus stands up. He looks around and then runs at you with a sword. You feel the sword go through your chest, puncturing your heart. You look Cyrus in the eyes to try and identify whether or not this is the real Cyrus or some kind of illusion. Yeah, this is actually like a kind of interesting event. It makes sense that this would be not the real Cyrus. In the last moments of your life, you see a look of fear and recognition in Cyrus's eyes. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe it is just the real Cyrus. Resurrect, or I guess I should attempt to resurrect. It'd be interesting if I just didn't, because then I'd have to figure out why I couldn't. You take a moment to concentrate. You attempt to form a mental image of yourself. It doesn't work. You try again, but you are no longer alive, and therefore unable to focus. I don't know why I'd have to form like a mental image of myself. Resurrection comes in like one of two forms. I mean, yeah, I think the unable to focus thing just doesn't make sense. Like, it needs a better reason. It just says you are dead. Okay? Sounds like I failed to resurrect. But that's fine. Use portal magic to try and return to the evil realm in order to resurrect. Yeah, like if I'm in the afterlife or whatever, as like a spirit, as like zoop, portal, and now I'm back in the living world. You touch the cold hard stone of the floor of the cave. Suddenly you feel all of your wounds healed. You are alive again. Your skin is warm and tingly. You feel a new surge of power course through your body. You have been resurrected. Okay? You think about how whenever you resurrect, you normally end up in some random location. You attempt to use your void sense to find Lara. So Cyrus killed me, and when I looked in his eyes, it seemed like it was the real Cyrus to me. Wait, you open your eyes. You are someplace filled with blackness. I already was in like a cave or whatever. Or retry. You look around and try to sense where she is. You find her. She's someplace close, just not in the cave. She's outside the cave. I'm gonna say, Laura, um, the threat to humanity may possess strange powers. I saw Cyrus, well, I guess I didn't see Cyrus. Cyrus impaled me through the chest and forced me to resurrect. I think the threat to humanity might have mind control abilities, which means you might have to take down the threat to humanity if it has already taken over Cyrus. Because that's what it seems like to me. That big dragon thing with like the spiked ball tail probably took over Cyrus's mind. You shout this out from your new location. Laura, come here, you shout. You see her quickly run over to you. You look up at her towering height. She gives you a quick peck on the cheek. Did you get Cyrus, she asks? She's not like super tall compared to me. I don't know why it's like you look up at her towering height. But anyways, that's where we're going to end this episode. I'm going to get rid of that you look up at her towering height thing. She's not that tall. Let's see. Ooh. Hold on. And then she said, did you get Cyrus? Did she miss like the whole thing that I said a second ago? I'm going to get rid of that line as well. So yeah, that's episode number 38. I feel like I was a little out of it this episode. I got out of the shower. I normally do these like later at night and after I've done like multiple other episodes, but I'm trying to make sure that well, it's weird to say other episodes, other AI Dungeon 2 videos. I was trying to make sure that I got this one done early, and I feel like I was a little bit off my mojo, so I apologize if my reading wasn't as clear and if I wasn't as like into it. I haven't immersed myself into the AI Dungeon 2. But I'm about to be as I continue doing more adventures tonight. Anyways, thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, ring the notification bell to be notified whenever we do these videos. If you guys would like to watch the entire series, feel free to click on the complete series playlist in the end card or in the description box below. Make sure that you hit up the AI Dungeon link in the description if you would like to read the entire series. And if you would like to discuss the series, feel free to do so in the comment section below or on our Discord. I love seeing your fan content, and if you want to talk spoilers, make sure you DM me. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black One Only, logging out. Peace. Chicken about.